Today, distressing news spread. This news wasn't sorrowful just for a single family, a neighborhood, or even one city. Many people in various cities mourned for him. A man who, with his knowledge, saved thousands of lives and opened new doors in science. This man was one of the greatest scientists and physicians in history. Avicenna, a name the world will never forget.
Time Warriors!
Years ago, on one of the spring days in the year 370 A, in the village of Avicenna near Bukhara, in a small but warm and loving home, Hussein ibn Abdullah, known as Avicenna, was born. Hussein, even as a child, showed he was more than ordinary. Before he turned 5, his father noticed his extraordinary memory. One day Abdullah was busy studying when Hussein sat beside him and asked,
"Father, what do these lines say?"
It's still too early for you, my son.
"Tell me, I want to know." "Father, I know the rest. This sentence means knowledge is the key to closed doors."
God protect us. This child is not ordinary.
Abdullah decided to bring the best teachers for Hussein. One day, Abu Abdullah Natili, one of the greatest scholars of the time, visited their home. Abdullah said to him,
I want my son to study under you.
"Well, young man, what do you want to learn?"
Everything.
What do you mean by everything?
I want to know how the world works. Why is the sky blue? Why do stars appear at night? Why do people get sick?
This boy is a genius.
From that day onwards, Hussein spent days and nights learning with his teacher. Whatever he studied, he learned quickly, and whenever he had a question, he asked with curiosity. One day, when he was only 10 years old, Abdullah asked him,
Hussein, can you recite the Quran if I ask you?
Any part you wish, father.
You have memorized the entire Quran?
Yes, father. Memorizing it wasn't hard because it's beautiful.
My son, one day you will do something that will make the whole world know your name.
Thus, the childhood of Avicenna, filled with passion for learning and the support of his family, laid the foundation for the emergence of one of the greatest scientists in history. Hussein, now a 16-year-old teenager, continued studying with passion. Ever since he had seen the Loyal Library in Bukhara, he had been restless. Every day, he spent hours there and immediately memorized every book he could get his hands on. One day, while he was studying in the library, Natili entered and asked,
Hussein, what book are you reading?
Essays on logic. I'm trying to figure out how to explain a complex topic in simple language.
You're only 16, but you ask questions that even great scholars struggle to answer.
Maester, then why doesn't anyone ask these questions? Perhaps they haven't found the answers because they have never thought of them.
You have found your path, Hussein. Keep going, but remember to always stay humble. Knowledge is endless.
One of the significant events in Hussein's life was treating Emir Nuh ibn Mansur of the Samanid dynasty. From a young age, Hussein had shown an interest in medicine and soon began treating patients. His reputation reached the Samanid court. One day, one of the Emir's advisors came to Hussein's home and said,
Young man, the Amir has fallen ill, and no one can cure him. I've heard you are skilled in medicine. Can you help him?
I will do my best. He went to the court and after examining the emir, ordered some medicinal herbs to be prepared. The advisor asked him in surprise,
Are you sure this medicine will work?
Yes, just have patience. A few days later, the emir's condition improved. Astonished by Hussein's knowledge and skill, the emir said,
Hussein, you are not just a doctor, you are a genius. Ask for anything you wish, and it shall be granted.
What I wish for is access to your royal library. The emir agreed, and from that day onwards, the doors of the royal library were opened to Hussein. Hussein spent days and nights in the library. Every branch of knowledge fascinated him, and he wanted to understand everything. One day, one of his friends approached him in the library.
Hussein, do you ever rest?
Rest is for when there is nothing left to learn.
But you already know everything.
No, my friend, there is still so much I don't know. By the time Hussein turned 18, his teachers admitted they had nothing more to teach him. One of them said,
Hussein, it's time for you to become a teacher yourself.
If I can teach something that benefits others, I will gladly do so. He began teaching philosophy, mathematics, and medicine. Soon, students gathered around him, captivated by his intelligence and knowledge. Treating a patient is not just about finding a medicine. You must understand why they fell ill. If you understand the cause, you've already solved half the problem. Thus, during his youth, Avicenna laid the foundations for one of the greatest eras of scientific achievement. Not only was he a scientist, but he was also a teacher who inspired future generations. When Avicenna turned 22, the fall of the Samanid dynasty forced him to leave Bukhara. Always seeking peace for studying and writing, he now faced travels that would change his life. His first destination was Gorganj, the capital of the Khwarezmian dynasty. There, he was invited to the court of the Khwarezmian ruler. When he arrived at the court, the scholarly minister Mamun ibn Muhammad al-Khwarezmi welcomed him and said,
Sheikh al-Ra'is, I heard that you are a master in all sciences.
Knowledge is an ocean, and I only know a drop of it. Mamun eagerly requested that he stay in the court and manage their royal library. Avicenna remained in Gorganj for several years, collaborating with scholars like al-Biruni. However, philosophical and scientific disagreements between the two were sometimes intriguing. One day, al-Biruni said to him,
Sheikh, why do you give so much importance to philosophy? It's experimental science that builds the world.
And philosophy is what gives meaning to the world, dear friend. Unfortunately, after some time, the political situation in Gorganj became complicated, and Avicenna was once again forced to move. He summarized his departure in a short statement. Necessity demanded it. After a period of wandering, Avicenna reached Ray and joined the court of the Buyids. During this time, severe diseases had spread in the city. One of the military commanders approached him.
Sheikh, people are dying from the disease. You are the greatest physician of this land. Do something.
This disease is caused by contaminated water. The springs must be purified, and the medicines I prescribe must be prepared for the people. Few weeks later, the disease was brought under control, and the people breathed a sigh of relief. Although Avicenna saved the city's residents, His increasing fame earned him many enemies. This led to a lack of personal safety for him. He was soon forced by political adversaries to move to Hamadan. In Hamadan, he was appointed as the minister of Shams al-Dawla, the Boyid ruler.
Sheikh, why are you so engrossed in writing? Life is just about work and politics.
Emir, politics will pass, but knowledge and books will remain. I must write what I know for future generations. In Hamadan, Avicenna wrote one of his greatest works, the Canon of Medicine, or Al-Qanun fi al-Tibb. He worked tirelessly day and night, often forgetting even to eat. One day, his student Juzjani said to him,
Maester, if you keep pushing yourself like this, you will fall ill.
Juzjani, there is little time and much work to do. If I don't write it, who will? The canon was divided into 5 parts and encompassed all the medical knowledge of the time. When Juzjani saw the final version, he was astonished and described it as the finest medical book he had ever seen.
Maester, this book will change the world.
I hope so. My goal is to help the people of the future. After the death of Shams al-Dawla, Avicenna moved to Isfahan and joined the court of Ala al-Dawla. Isfahan was like a paradise for him, with its rich library, peaceful environment, and companions who valued knowledge. One of Avicenna's greatest philosophical works, the Book of Healing, Al-Shifa, was written in Isfahan. Juzjani asked him one day,
Master, why did you name this book Al-Shifa? Is it about medicine?
This book is a healing for the soul, not just the body. It discusses philosophy, logic, mathematics, and natural sciences to help people understand the world better. He worked on this book day and night, and when he completed the final version, he said, "Now I feel I have fulfilled my mission." In his later years, Avicenna fell ill, but even from his sickbed, he continued writing. He told his students, "I have written everything I know about science. Now it is your duty to carry on the path." Avicenna was not just a scientist. He was a bridge between the past and the future. His contributions to medicine, philosophy, mathematics, and music remained an inspiration for centuries, leaving his name forever engraved in history. Thank you for staying with us until the end of this video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comments. Till the next video, goodbye.